Hello, dear students. Welcome to the course of Biomedical Signal Processing. I am Dr. Gitika Dua. I am working as a faculty in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology. So again, I welcome you all to this course, that is Biomedical Signal Processing. So let's begin with the introduction to the course. So if you see the name biomedical signal processing, it has main focus on signal processing, or we can say the term signal. So as engineers, and particularly because we all are electronic engineers, so we know what the signal is and how we can define the signal. We can, in very simple terms, we can say that signal is a function that conveys information. Here we will mainly talk about the biomedical signals. So it is biomedical signal processing. Now, before going into detail of biomedical signals, we should know what the system is. And then we'll see what is the source of getting these biomedical signals. So we can define a system. It is a group of similar and dissimilar units that are working together for a common purpose. So you say that a human body is such a system, whether it is a group of different units which are working together for a common purpose. So can you say that human body is a system? The answer is absolutely yes. We can say that the human body is a system. Why we can so say that? Because our body is composed of many subsystems which together enables us to do a myriad things. The human body functions properly due to the coordinated action of various subsystems. So what are the different subsystems in our body, or we can say what are the different subsystems which make our body? So we can see that our body has skeletal system, our body has circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, muscular system, nervous system, reproductive system. So we have different systems in our body which are combined and doing their particular functions, and each of this subsystem has to work continuously and properly to keep us healthy. We can say that our body is constantly communicating the information about our health. So that information which our body provides in determining our health, we can call them as biomedical signals. Means the information which is provided, that is in terms of some signals, and because those are related to our body, so we are calling them as biomedical signals. This information can be captured, we know, through different physiological instruments like heart rate, blood pressure, oxygen saturation level, blood glucose, nerve conduction, brain activity, and etc. So we can define that biomedical signals are observations of physiological activities ranging from gene and protein sequences to nerve conduction and cardiac rhythms to tissue and organ images. So, further, these biomedical signals can be categorized based on, we can say, the number of points which are used to collect the data, or it can be on the basis of potential. Now, if we discuss about the type of signals which relate to the points we are using to calculate the data, we can define further classify them as signal varying with time. Those include ECG signals, that is electrocardiogram, which is the signal related to our heart. We can have EEG, that is electroencephalogram. which is related to our brain. Then we can have EMG, that is electromyogram, which is related to the movement of muscles, or we can say skeletal system. So we have different types of signals which our body is producing to determine our health. Similarly, we can have single valued signals. Like many a times we are seeing the temperature of the body. We can also going for blood pressure. We can also moving for sugar levels measurement. So these are single valued signals. Now, if we talk about potential, so whether those signals are action potential based, again in this we have ECG, we have EEG, we have EMG, etc. Other signals. We will discuss what we mean by action potential in coming lectures. And then in this we can also have event related potentials. Event related potentials are, we are also calling them as evoked potential. Means we are giving some stimulus and then we are looking for the change, we are looking for the potential change in the corresponding signal. So this can include EEG, it can include VEG, etc. Now we will discuss all these signals in detail in coming lectures. One by one we'll discuss about ECG, we'll discuss about EEG. This is all in our course. So now further moving over to biomedical signal processing. Now we have learned what is biomedical signal. Now we have to see why we need processing of the signal. So for that, we'll first see what is the actual block diagram we are using for diagnosis of a particular person or diagnosis of a particular disease in a patient, and why we are applying that biomedical signal processing and analysis. So you can see this diagram, it has a source which we call as patient. So it is a patient which is a source of biomedical signal. So here patient, or sometimes we are calling it as the experimental subject. So that is the main source of signal. Then we have signal data acquisition stage. So signal data acquisition stage includes the different steps which are used in acquiring the data, which will further used for processing. So it will start from the transducer. Why we are using this transducer? Because mainly we are using electrical components in the system. So this transducer has a function to convert that signal in electrical. Means we are converting that one form of signal into other, and we are using the transducers mainly which produce the electrical signal as output. Now next is the isolation amplifiers. As we have connected the human subject, here means patient, with the electrical signal, there is a need of an isolation so that even by mistake the electrical potential of the instrument is not injected back to the patient. So we should have the isolation amplifier. Then we have further amplifiers and filters, because there are so many kinds of noises, and also like some levels of signals are very low. So before processing we need to amplify those signals, and for that we are including these amplifiers and filters. Then up till now you have analog signal, means these all components will work on analog signal. But if we want processing, and processing we are doing in digital domain, so our next step is to convert that analog signal into digital domain. So we are converting that analog to digital signal conversion we are using. And also we know before processing that digital signal processing is having advantage over analog signal processing. So we are using going for digital signal processing, and for that we need digital signal, and for that only we are using this analog to digital conversion. So our next step is signal processing, mainly digital signal processing, and our course deals around this only, which we are saying biomedical signal processing, because in input we have biomedical signals and we are applying mainly digital signal processing techniques to remove any kind of artifact or noise present in the signal. There are different sources of noise and artifacts in the signal, that also we will study what are the main sources of noise and artifacts in the medical or biomedical signals. Sometimes we are calling them as biomedical, sometimes we are calling them as bioelectrical signals also. Then on the basis of a signal, we detect different events and components present in the signal. So this is the part of signal processing. Now the next is signal analysis part, which includes feature extraction and pattern recognition, classification, and further we are going for diagnostic decision, which helps the physician, or we can say medical specialist, to diagnose what kind of disease can be there, it is present, and finally it will produce, or it will give the required treatment to the patient. So we can say that why we need biomedical signal processing mainly. So biomedical signal processing aims to filter out the signals, to remove noise, or we can say to extract significant information from these biomedical signals. So in this course, we will study about different types of biomedical signals like electrocardiogram, electroencephalogram, etc. and what are the sources of this signal, how they are getting recorded, then what can be the sources of error or noise in these signals, and finally how we can remove noise or artifact present in these signals using signal processing techniques, in particular digital signal processing. So it is important to use such techniques as it helps, as I mentioned, the physician or medical specialist with processed real-time data so that they can analyze what our bodies are saying and potentially determine if any kind of treatment is required, or it can predict the state of patient's health through these non-invasive measures. Now let's look at the course curriculum. So it is a course of 3.5 credits and it is UEC 710 Biomedical Signal Processing. We have 3 lectures per week and 1 tutorial in this. So it makes 3.5 credit. And if you see the curriculum of this course, so first few chapters deal with the basically biomedical signals, how we are producing the signals in our body or how they are getting recorded. So first topic, if you see, that is neurology, which relates to nervous system, neuron. Then in that we will discuss resting potential, action potential, and what are the different electrical equivalents of these neurons. Then we will come to the heart part. Heart means we will discuss about the circulatory system, and in that we will see how our heart functions and what are the electrical signals related to our heart, that is mainly ECG, electrocardiogram. And then we will go for ECG lead system and recording. That is a system which is we are using to record ECG signals. And then we will discuss about each component in ECG wave, and further we will discuss a little bit more about the topics vector cardiography and inverse cardiography. And the signal conditioning and processing part we'll discuss after a few of the biomedical topics, because for that we should understand what are the sources of noise in these signals, and then we will discuss how we can remove that particular noise. So basically filtering of the signal, we can say that is nothing but signal conditioning and processing. Then we will go for neuromuscular system, that will deal with a muscular system. So we'll learn about the muscular system. Then what are the electrical signals which are associated with that muscular system, mainly the motor unit. And in that again we will see the correlation of force and work, and what is the signal which is related to neuromuscular system, that is EMG, electromyogram. We will study that signal also. Then we will move to brain part, and in that we will see what are the different sources of brain potentials and what are the signals which are generated in brain, that is mainly we are capturing as EEG, that is electroencephalogram. So we will see the 1020 electrode system, that is the international system to record EEG signal, and then we will see different EEG signals corresponding to normal, grand mal or petit mal seizures. These are two different diseases that can occur with which relate to brain. Then we'll move to visual system, which is related to our eye, and in that again we will discuss what are the different sources of electrical signals in our eye. and those includes two types of signals, electroretinogram and electrooculogram. So we'll see how these signals are generated. Then we'll go to auditory system, which is related to our ear, and in that again we will discuss about cochlear potentials, which is the main source of potential in our ear, and we'll discuss evoked responses, and then auditory nerves. Then we will come to the noise part. We will see what are the different parameters which are related to noise and what are the different sources of noise in these bioelectrical or biomedical signal recordings. And then we will focus on the problems which are related to noise and artifacts in EEG and ECG signals. Then after knowing the sources and type of noise present in the signals, we will move to filtering of these signals. In that, we will use digital filtering, and that includes order statistic filters, optimal filtering, adaptive filtering, and then we have Z transform, Fourier transform, fast Fourier transform, frequency analysis, then filtering of signals in frequency domain. We have another one type of filtering, that is homomorphic filtering. So these are all different kinds of time domain and frequency domain filtering techniques that we have to study in this course. And these are the CLOs, that is course learning outcomes of this course. So after this course, all the students should be able to describe what are these bioelectric ECG, EMG, EEG signals and how we measure these signals. Then we should be able to describe the common properties of biosignals and identify the basic challenges in processing and analyzing them. Then we should be able to apply the digital signal processing techniques on these bioelectrical signals, and then we should be able to explain and apply filtering and spectral analysis to evaluate the EEG biosignals and also ECG, that is heart rate variability. So if we come to the books part, so we have two textbooks related to this course. One is Rangaraj M. Rangayan, that is biomedical signal analysis, a case study approach. Lot of the material you will get in this book. Then one we have Willis G. Tompkins, that is biomedical digital signal processing. It includes some examples on C. Anyway, we don't have lab for this subject, so this experimental part will not cover much. Then we have some reference books. In that you can see we have 3 to 4 reference books. So this was all in this lecture. And again, I welcome you all to this course. Now, thank you.